I've been so excited to film this makeup tutorial for you all. It's one of my favorite makeup looks that I have ever done. And you know me, I'm not a professional makeup artist. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I love to play with makeup. And I'm a mom, so it's really important for me to have that time for myself that I can get ready and primp and pamper, and I have been loving this sort of rose gold peachy look for the spring and summer. The first time that I've ever used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. I just got this in the mail from my Mercari order and I love it. Oh my goodness, I've got this glow going on and I love the way this look has turned out, especially now that I got this. So all of the products are gonna be listed in the description box below, but without further ado, let's jump into the tutorial. You will probably hear baby babble in the background. That is my husband. Well, he's not making the baby babble, but my twin babies are, and he is playing with them so that I can finish this video for you all. So let's start with the face. Today I primed with the Nivea Men Sensitive Post Shave Balm. I love this. Glycerin is the second ingredient. You've heard it before. It helps the makeup stick to your face and it definitely does work. I of course use clean hands and I warm this up in my palms and then press it into my skin, especially making sure that it gets into the areas that I really want my makeup to stay. I am using a combination of foundations today from the same brand. It's the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth foundations, both in 110 porcelain and 115 ivory. I put these together just because my skin tone right now, I'm in between being fair and tan. Tan for me is pretty fair compared to other people, but still the 110 is too light and the 115 is too dark. And so I put a dollop of each on the back of my hand and mix it with a flat foundation brush and then use that brush to apply it all over my face. I am blending in my foundation today with, it's called a Beauty Bungalow. It's like a dupe for a beauty blender. I picked it up at Marshall's and I have loved the way this has been working. I've never used the actual Beauty Blender brand, the real deal, so I don't know how it compares, but I love the finish that this leaves on my face. It makes it very airbrushed looking and that's definitely a plus. Today I am concealing with the Maybelline Fit Me concealers. Again, I have to use two different colors. It's gonna be different for you all, but I am using the 15 Fair and the 10 Light. And I use the Light, which is actually a darker shade than the Fair, which is interesting to me. I use the darker shade on my blemishes so that I'm not highlighting those spots on my face. If you use a tone that's lighter than your skin, it's gonna bring that to the front of anyone's vision when you're seeing your face, and I definitely don't wanna be highlighting the blemishes that I have on my face. And I have a few going on here, got some hormonal things going on since I weaned my boys, and when you stop breastfeeding, the hormones change, and so I've got breakouts going on. So definitely want to conceal those. I use the light concealer, the 15 Fair, underneath my eyes to conceal any dark circles and then to also brighten the under eye area. Again, I use my little Beauty Bungalow to just blend out all of that concealing that I did, as well as the concealing under the eyes. And I try to move quickly with, especially with the concealer under my eyes, because I don't want it to crease before I get the chance to set it. And I have been doing this, you guys have all seen it before, the baking or whatever. I have been using the e.l.f. HD Under Eye Setting Powder. I have been using the setting brush by Real Techniques to really pack that e.l.f. HD Under Eye Setting Powder on in several layers, leaving it looking really chalky and fluffy, but that gives it the chance to warm up to my skin and to let any oils or the concealer that's under there really absorb it. And then I go in and do my eyebrows while I'm waiting for that to bake. But before I go in with my brows, I'm going to set the rest of my face with the Rimmel Stay Matte Translucent Pressed Powder. I have talked about this before. It keeps oil at bay, but still leaves the skin looking really natural and not too powdery and fluffy and chalky. I've been using this EcoTools domed blush brush actually for my setting powder. For my brows, I have been loving the Maybelline New York Brow Precise. I don't really like Maybelline's brow products. I've used many of them before. I thought that they were really gimmicky, but this is very straightforward with a spoolie on the end and a pencil on the other end that you can sharpen. I think the color matches my brows really well. My brows don't really need a lot of help. I have really thick and dark brows anyway, and so it's just to fill in bare areas and to make them even. It's to extend the tail on this side and to fill in any sparse areas on this side, and you know, I go back and forth and even them out, and this pencil really helps me do that. Next, I am going to brush away any excess powder that's left after the concealer under my eyes has gotten a chance to soak up whatever it's going to soak up. And then it's time to warm up my face with a little bit of bronzer. I have been loving the Rimmel Natural Bronzer. It's more of a matte bronzer. There is just a bit of a sheen to it, but it's not sparkly. Because I have such a shiny metallic sort of eye going on, coupled with the highlight from the Anastasia Glow Kit going on my cheeks, I really didn't want to add any extra sheen or sparkle to my face, and that's why I love using this Rimmel Natural Bronzer. It's actually waterproof, which is great. I use it in the 021 Sunlight shade. I use this fluffy e.l.f. blush brush to apply my bronzer, and I just dust this on my forehead and on the back parts of my cheeks closer to my hairline. I don't bring it too far forward because I'm not trying to look tan. I'm just trying to warm up my face just a little bit, just to add a little bit more definition to the face that I may have lost by putting foundation and setting powder on. I just want to warm it up just a little bit with this. Today I am using the Wet n Wild Color Icon, the new formula that they have. It's in the 325B pearlescent pink. I just dust it on the apples of my cheeks with this Real Techniques multitask brush. And then I top that off with one of my new favorites. This is the Maybelline Dream Bouncy Blush. I just put a little bit of that over the Wet n Wild blush. Just together, I feel like they are such a good duo. They're very close in color, but very different in formulation, and so together, it's beautiful. Next, we are on to the eyes. This has been the funnest part for me. I am using the Morphe 35W palette to go into my crease with this really quite bright peachy pink corally shade, and I am dusting that from the outer corner to the inner corner in rounded and windshield wiper motions with my Real Techniques Essential Crease Brush. And I am building it up a little bit over that brow bone of mine. My brow bone is kind of heavy, kind of deep set, so I'm making sure to bring this up to and over that brow bone to not enhance the deep setness of that part of my eyes. Then this coppery brown color is going on the whole lid as a base for the next eyeshadow that I'm going to be putting on. I just pat that on with a flat eyeshadow brush. I just featured this eyeshadow in my April favorites video. This is the L'Oreal 24-Hour Infallible Eyeshadow Pot in the color Amber Rush. I am in love with this color. I can't tell if it's copper or if it's rose gold, but coupled with this peachy crease that I've got, it definitely goes on the more rose gold tone in my opinion. So I actually spray a little bit of this e.l.f. Mist and Set. It's actually a makeup setting spray, but it works really well to be sort of like a MAC Fix Plus. I spray this onto a smaller flat eyeshadow brush. I dip this into this pot and pat it all over the lid, really focusing using a heavier hand right in the center of the lid, and then using a lighter hand on the outer and inner corners just to blend it out. I love the way this eyeshadow goes on, and it complements brown eyes and blue eyes. I think it's just absolutely gorgeous, and it lasts so long. Then with the EcoTools Blend eyeshadow brush, I am taking this cool toned brown color and just dabbing a little bit on the very outer corner, bringing it just slightly into my crease, not too far. Again, I don't want to enhance how deep set that crease is and how my brow bone kind of hangs over, if that makes sense. So I am just dabbing this on the outer corner, and then I take a clean, this is an e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush. I've never used it for concealer. I just use it clean to blend all of those transitions together to make sure that it looks really flawless. To line my eyes, I am using this Wet n Wild Mega Liner in dark brown. I'm just gonna put a very even width line right next to my lash line. I'm not creating any sort of dramatic wing or anything because really I want my eyeshadow to stand out the most about this look. To complete my eyeshadow look, I am going to use the other side of this EcoTools blending brush, which actually has a smudge side, and I'm going to dip it back into that darkest shade that I used for my Morphe palette and run it from the outer corner of my lower lash line into the middle and use a lighter hand as I get toward the inner corner. And then I am going to blend in that peach shade once again from my inner corner and blend that to the middle and very lightly to the outer. So I'm basically kind of doing an ombre effect from my outer corner to my inner corner with the two blending together like that. Once that is done, I am gonna go in with my all-time favorite Holy Grail mascara, and I have tried a lot, you guys. I don't think I will ever need a different mascara in my life. This is the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. After I curl my lashes, I apply 2 coats to each side, alternating. I will do 1 coat on one side, 1 coat on the other, and then go back to the first, and then to the next one, alternating like that to give it a chance to dry a little bit before I go in with the second coat. Next, I'm going to work on my lips. I try to keep it simple for my lips. An everyday color that I am loving is this Milani Color Statement lip liner in number 3 Nude, and I just line my lips with it. I add a little extra color to the it's my left peak of my Cupid's bow, because the right peak, I've had so many fever blisters right here that I got some scar tissue going on and it's really red, and so I just concentrate a little bit more here just to even out that color tone. And I just keep it to my natural lip line, go just a little bit over on my lower lip line to give it more of a pout, and then I fill in the rest of my lips. I blot that away, and then I top it with my favorite lip gloss in the whole wide world, which is the Baby Lips lip gloss. Oh, I don't even know what color this is. I will have the color listed in the description box. I have used this so much that the label is missing. So sorry about that. But I top my lip liner with this, making it a little bit more natural. I finished this look by doing some highlighting with my new Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. I am loving this, you guys, so much. The color that I used today, because we're going with a rose gold theme and I have some pink undertones to my skin already, is the color Bubbly in this kit. I am going to be using this finishing brush by EcoTools, and I used that on the high parts of my cheeks. I brought it down a little farther right here to the top of the apple of my cheeks, just because I thought that it really added more dimension to my face. I used it on my brow bone underneath my eyebrows, just a bit on the tip of my nose, just a bit in my Cupid's bow, and then I patted some of the Sunburst shade from this glow kit right here on the inner corners of my eyes, just to give that little pop. And there you have the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, sort of how I've been doing my makeup lately. I am loving this rose gold, really glowy look, especially for spring and summer, and I hope you enjoy it too. If you did, please leave a comment below and give this video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more makeup looks and then some mommy vlogs as well, please subscribe to my channel. I have a hair tutorial coming along, not for this look because this is actually not styled. I didn't expect to do a talk through makeup tutorial, but there you go. Be sure that you're subscribed so you see when I post that video. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.